皆様、本日はお忙しい中、お集まりありがとうございました。私は
Thank you all
本日、
for taking the
記者
time
発
out of
表
your
会
busy
の司会
schedule to join
を
us
務め
today.
させ
My name is
てい
David
ただき
Vega
ま
of
す。
iSpace Inc., and
株
I'll
式
be
会社
moderating
iSpace
today's
の
press
デイビッド・
conference.
ベイカーと申します。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。また、本日あいにく
We would also
会場
like
ま
to
でお
thank
越しい
all
た
of
だ
the
くことが
media
でき
who
ず、
were
オンライン
unfortunately
でご
unable
参
to
加をい
make
た
it
だきま
to
し
the
た
venue
国
today,
内外のメディアの
but
皆
were
様、
able to
あ
join
りが
us
とうございま
online.
す。会見後15分程度
After the press
質疑応
conference,
答の
a
時間を
15-minute
優
Q&A
先的
session
に
will
設
be
けさせ
held
ていただきますので、
with priority given to you.
Zoom のチャットボックスに媒
Please
体
send
名
us
と
your
お名
questions
前の
in the
ご
Zoom
記
chat
入を
box
お願い
with
い
the
たしま
name
す。
of your media outlet
こ
and
ち
your
らで
name.
質問を選択し、順
We
に
will
回答
select
さ
the
せていただき
questions
ます。
and answer
ぜ
them
ひ
in order.
最後までご参加いただ
We
き
look
ます
forward to
よ
having you
うよろ
with
し
us
くお願いいたし
through
ま
to
す。
the end of the session.
また、Resilience Lander
In addition,
実機の画像素
the
材に
PR department
本
will
日
send
の
you
会
the
見の中
images
で
of the
投影い
actual
たしました
resilience
動画
lander
素材につき
and
ま
the
しては、
video
本
projected
日
at today's
受
press
要時
conference,
の
along
プ
with
レ
the
スリ
link
リース配
to
信時に
download
ダウ
them
ンロード用のリン
when
ク
the
を
press
合わせ
release
て
is
広報よ
distributed
り送
at
付さ
2
せていただき
p.m.
ます。
today.
ぜひご活用くださいませ。
Please utilize them.
それでは大変長らくお待たせいたしました。
Thank you very much
ただいまよ
for
り
your
株式
patience.
会社
We
iSpace
will now
の
present
HAKUTO-R
iSpace's
Mission 2記者
commercial
発表
lunar
会
exploration
14編
program,
Resilience Lander
HAKUTO-R
の開発
Mission
進
2
捗と
update
Mission 2アッ
on
プデートを
Resilience
開
Lunar
催いたし
Lander.
ます。私たち iSpace は
We,
人類
iSpace,
の生
are a
活圏
space
を宇宙に
startup
広げ、
company
持続性
expanding
のあ
the
る世
sphere
界
of
を目指
human
す
life
宇
into
宙スタートアップ
space
企業です。
and create a sustainable
まず
world.
は私
First
た
of
ち
all,
の事業につい
we
て
would
ご
like to
紹介した
introduce
く
our
新
business
しく作成
by
した
showing you
Vision Movie を
our
ご覧く
newly
ださい。
created vision movie.
iSpace is going to the moon because we have a real purpose, something we have to create. We contribute to the groundwork of humanity's future by creating a sustainable, growing presence and infrastructure in space. The cislunar economy. Utilizing water resources on the moon is essential to expand human activity in cislunar space and benefit life on Earth in a sustainable way. iSpace is at the forefront of exploring and utilizing this precious resource. iSpace provides the most comprehensive lunar transportation service on the market, transporting and operating payloads in lunar orbit and on the surface. We are laying the groundwork for human presence on the moon, offering services around water resources, energy, communication, and data about the lunar environment to commercial customers, as well as governments and academic institutions. iSpace offers an entry point for innovative technologies to be verified and operated on the moon. We are able to iterate quickly, finding the most cost-effective solutions for the unique obstacles of the moon. iSpace makes possible what has previously not been possible. We paved the way towards an economic system that can not only sustain lunar development, but also return value to humanity and Earth. We are committed to secure humanity's future on Earth and beyond. And so we invite you to join this new cislunar ecosystem. Join us on our lunar quest. Expand our planet, expand our future for all humankind.
それでは本日の登壇者
I
を
would now
順番に
like
ご
to
紹介さ
introduce
せていただきま
today's
す。
speakers one by one.
まずは株式会社 iSpace
First,
代表取締役 CEO and Founder
CEO and
袴田
founder,
武史。
iSpace Inc., Takeshi Hakamada.
続きまして、ゲス
Then
トスピーカーとして
our guest
JAXA
speaker
稲葉則康様、
from JAXA, Mr. Noriyasu Inaba.
続きまして
Then
iSpace CTO
iSpace CTO Ryo Ujiie.
最後にランダ
Lastly,
の Assembly Integration and Testing
Assembly
部門マネージャーの
Manager of the
Scott Moon
Lander's Integration and Testing Department, Scott Moon.
以上となります。
Thank
よろ
you.
しくお願いいたします。続きまして本日の発表内容を
We will
お伝えい
continue
たします。
with today's presentation.
まず CEO 袴田
First,
よりご挨
CEO
拶と
Hakamada
民間月面
would
探
like
査
to
プロ
greet
グラ
you
ム HAKUTO-R
and
Mission
give a
2につ
brief
いて
overview
改め
of the
て概要
commercial
を
lunar
ご説明いた
exploration
します。
program, HAKUTO-R Mission 2.
次に本日
Next,
ゲストスピーカーとしてお招きした JAXA 理事
Mr.
稲葉則康
Noriyasu
様に
Inaba,
ご挨
Executive
拶いただ
Director
きま
of
す。
JAXA, who has been invited as a guest speaker
その
today,
後
will address
ミッシ
the
ョン2
audience.
サポーティングカンパ
After
ニー
that,
およびペイロード顧客につ
CTO
いて
Ujie
お
will
伝
talk
えし
about
た
the
後
Mission 2
CTO
supporting
の
company
氏エリ
and
オより
payload
レ
customer,
ジリエンス
followed
ランダー
by
開発
the
進捗
progress
と
of the Resilience
着
Lander
陸予定地に
development
ついて
and the
お話し
planned
いたします。
landing site.
最後に JAXA
Finally,
追跡ネットワークサービスの
we
利
will
用と
announce the
ミッ
use
ショ
of
ン
the
2打ち上
JAXA
げ時期につい
tracking
て
network
発表い
service
たしま
and
す。
the timing of the Mission 2 launch.
それではまず
First of
代
all,
表挨拶として
I would like to
CEO
start with
袴田
our
より
company
ご挨拶い
representatives
たします。
greeting.
袴田さん、よろしくお願
Please,
いいたします。
CEO Hakamada.
皆様おはようございます。改
Good
めまし
morning,
て
everyone.
iSpace 代表取締役の
I'm
袴田です。
Hakamada, representative and
皆
CEO
様方
of
には、本
iSpace.
日もお暑い中ですね、
Thank you all
HAKUTO-R のミッ
for
ション2の
attending
歴
today's
史
press
発表に、
conference on
ご参加いた
HAKUTO-R
だきま
Mission
して
2
誠にありがと
in
うご
the
ざいま
heat
す。
of the day.
ミッション2で打ち上
The
げる予定になっ
development
てい
of
る
the
この
Resilience
レジリエンスラン
Lander,
ダーの開発は現在佳境
which
を
is
迎えてお
scheduled
り、
for launch
い
on
よいよ
Mission
私た
2,
ちの
is
事
now
業の再
reaching its
挑戦が
climax,
近づ
and
い
we're
てきているこ
excited
と
to
にを
realize
実
that
感し
we're
て、
finally approaching
私も
our
ワクワク
second
しており
attempt
ます。
to go to the moon.
我々 iSpace のビジョン
Our
は
vision
Expand
for
Our Planet,
iSpace
Expand the
is
Future、
expand our planet,
人類
expand
の
our
生
future,
活圏を宇宙に広げ、
expand the
持続
sphere
性
of
のある
human
世
life
界を目
into
指すと
space
いうも
and
のです。
create a sustainable world.
日本、ルクセンブルク、アメリカの3拠
We're
点で
active
活
in
動
Japan,
し、
Luxembourg,
現在
and the
約
USA,
300名のスタッフ
and
が在
currently
籍をして
have
おります。
approximately 300
それぞれ
staff
の
members.
地域の能力
While
や多様
leveraging
性を生
the
かしながら、
capabilities and
一つ
diversity
の
of each
統
region,
合的なグローバル企業と
we
し
have
て
been
宇宙開
promoting
発を進
space
めてまいりま
development
した。
as one integrated
現
global
在
company.
仕様の異なる3機のランダ
Currently,
ーモデルの開発
developing
を
development
日
of
米
three
で、
lander
そ
models
し
with
て
different
欧州ルクセンブルク
specifications
では
is
ローバー
underway
の開
in
発を
Japan
並行
and the
して
US,
進めてお
and
ります。
development of a rover is underway in
2018
Luxembourg,
年
Europe, at the
史
same
上初
time.
の民間に
In
よる月周
2018,
回と月
HAKUTO-R
月
was
月
launched
着陸を目指す
as the
月
first
面探
ever
査プログラム
private
として
lunar exploration
HAKUTO-R は
program
始動い
to
たしました。
orbit and
ス
land
ペース
on the
X 社
moon.
と民間企業として
We
は
were the
当時
first
世界
private
で初め
company
て
at the
複
time to
数回
contract
の
with
月の
SpaceX
ミッションを計
for
画し、
multiple lunar missions,
宇宙探査の新時
and
代
we
を
are
牽引
developing
すべく
our
独自
own
のラン
lander
ダーとロー
and
バーの開
rover
発を
to
進めて
lead
まいりま
a
した。
new era of space
そし
exploration.
て
Then,
2022年
in
多くの
2022,
株主、関係
Mission
者、
1,
従業員、
which we were
家
fully
族、そ
ready
して
for
サポーターに
under
見
the
守られなが
watchful
ら
eyes of
満を
many
期して
shareholders,
挑んだ
stakeholders,
ミッション1
employees,
は
family
残念
members,
ながら
and
ラン
supporters,
ダーの
was
高度認識
unfortunately
の誤りによ
unable to
り
achieve
難
the
着陸
planned
達
soft
成とはな
landing
りませんでした。
due to an altitude recognition
し
error
か
of
し
the lander.
事前に設定し
But
た10段階のマイ
8
ルスト
of the
ーンのう
10
ち
predefined
8つを
milestones were
成功させたこ
successfully
と、さら
completed,
には長期間
and
の
through
深宇宙
extended
航行を経
deep
たラン
space
ダーを
travel,
着陸直前
the
まで
lander
制
was
御でき
able
てい
to
たことか
control
ら、
its
私た
attitude
ちが
till the last
開発
moment prior
し
to
たハードウ
landing,
ェアの技術的な信
allowing
頼
us
性
to
を
demonstrate
十
the
分に実証
technical
することができました。
reliability of the hardware
ま
we
た
developed.
特定され
In
た課
addition,
題と
we
真
sincerely
摯に向
addressed
き合い
the issues
改善
identified
に努力を惜しまず
and spared no
本日
effort
ま
to
で歩み
improve
を止めずに進ん
and
でまいり
have
まし
not
た。
stopped moving forward
本
until
人会
today.
と
This perseverance and indomitable spirit are the very essence behind the names we gave to the lander and the micro-rover, Resilience and Tenacious. This winter, we're going on another mission with our lander, Resilience, and rover, Tenacious. We have put together a video of what kind of mission we will be taking on, so please watch it with us. This Resilience lander will start ground testing of the structural thermal model at JAXA's Tsukuba Space Center in Tsukuba, Japan from 2023. And from May of this year, various ground tests, including thermal vacuum tests and vibration tests using the flight model, will be conducted. JAXA has provided us with a final assembly facility for the tests, as well as a large test facility, that simulates the special environment of space to demonstrate that the vehicle can be operated without any problems. They have given us tremendous support and cooperation in realizing our mission too. Today, we have Mr. Noriyasu Inaba, JAXA Executive Director, here with us, and I'd like to ask him to say a few words. Please, Mr. Inaba. Thank you for the introduction, Mr. Hakamada. My name is Inaba from JAXA. In JAXA, I am in charge of environmental testing of space vehicles. Today, is a space day, and I congratulate you on holding this press conference on Mission 2 of HAKUTO-R.
ミッション1 2023年の1号機の着陸のオンライン
With Mission 1 in 2023, I was watching the live broadcast. I was very nervous as well watching it. You were almost reaching the goal. And I also heard Mr. Hakamada talk about the summary of the mission. And as a team, all of you made a rigorous attempt to explain everything that happened. And I was moved watching that as well. As Mr. Hakamada explained, within Mission 2, iSpace is going to utilize our environmental testing facility at JAXA. Our facility will be of use to iSpace for Mission 2 and beyond. If that's the case, that will be most delightful for us as well. Taking this opportunity, I would like to explain what we do for the environmental testing at JAXA. So at Tsukuba Space Center, that was opened in 1971 as the center to develop manned space exploration programs. We have done so many activities, and we do have environmental testing facility here. And that's not only used for environmental testing, but after the integration of JAXA in a few years, it'll also be used by other private sector players as well. And iSpace is utilizing or leveraging that system that we are launching. So, as I mentioned, if our facility can contribute to the success of Mission 2 by iSpace and beyond, we'll be very honored. Thank you very much.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you, Mr. Inaba.
お席くださいませ。
Please be seated.
それでは続きまして、
We will now
2での
continue
最後のペイロード
with the
顧客及び
presentation of the last
新規契
payload
約
customer
した
and newly
サポーティング
joined
カンパニーを
supporting
発表いた
company
します。
on Mission 2.
袴田さん、よろしくお願いいたし
Mr.
ます。
Hakamada, please.
昨年11月にミッション2の
When the
帰国
kickoff press
記者会見
conference
を
for
実施
Mission
した際に
2 was
は
held
ミッション
last
2では
November,
ランダーの上部
we
の
have
ペイロ
reported
ードに
that
5
the
点
upper
のペイロー
payload
ドを
bay
搭載すること
of the
をお伝
lander
えをさせてい
will
ただきまし
carry
た。
5 payloads.
そのうち一つは
One of
iSpace
these
の欧州法人
is
が
a
設計から
micro-rover
組み立てま
for
で
lunar
独自に
exploration
行
missions
い完成させた
designed,
月面探
assembled,
査ミッション
and
を行う
completed
マイクロローバーです。
independently by iSpace's
本日
European
このテネ
subsidiary.
シャスローバーに搭載
Today,
し
we're
月
pleased to
面に
announce
輸送
the
する
final payload
最後のペイ
customer
ロード顧客
to
につ
be
いて
carried on the
お知ら
tenacious
せをいた
rover
します。
and transported to the moon's surface.
ミッション2でテネシャスローバ
The
ーに搭載
payload
する
to
ペイ
be
ロー
carried
ドは
on the tenacious
ムーン
rover
ハウス
in Mission
とい
2
うプロジェクトに
is
な
a
ります。
project called Moon House.
スウェーデンを拠点とするアーティストの
Swedish-based artist
ゲンバーク氏が
Mikael
取り組むムーンハウスプロ
Gimberg's
ジェクトは
Moon House
スウェーデン
project
調に
aims
白
to
く
build
縁取られた
a
赤い
small
小さな家を
Swedish-style
月
red
面に建
house
てることを
on
目
the
指
moon
すプロジェクトで
framed in
長
white.
きにわたりミカエル氏が思い
The
描き続け
project,
たこ
which
の
Mikael has
構想を
envisioned for a long
iSpace との
time,
出会いによって
is
つい
expected
に
to
実現するこ
finally
とを期
come
待さ
to
れておりま
fruition
す。
after meeting with iSpace.
このムーンハウスの大きさは
This moon
およ
house
そ
measures
幅
approximately
110ミリ、高さ
110
86ミリ、
millimeters in width,
奥行き64ミリ
86
の
millimeters
作品
in
とな
height,
ります。
and 64 millimeters in depth.
ルクセンブルクで
After receiving the moon house in Luxembourg, engineers fixed a small red house, or the small red house, in front of Tenacious. The moon house and Tenacious were then transported to Japan, where they were safely stored in the payload bay of Resilience, which was awaiting their arrival in Tsukuba. As you have just seen, the moon house will land on the moon with the rover. In addition, we have signed a new agreement with Tokyo Keiki as a supporting company for the HAKUTO-R program. Tokyo Keiki was founded in the Meiji era as Japan's first instrument manufacturer and is currently a B2B company that supports social infrastructure in both private and public sector businesses with a wide range of business fields. They provide products that contribute to the safety and security of ships and ports, industrial machinery, construction machinery, water supply and sewage systems, defense, and railroads. In the space business, we have been working on, or they have been working on, satellite assembly projects and collaborating with companies that develop satellite components. In the future, they plan to collaborate with iSpace on the development of space equipment. As for the landing site of our lander, in order to maximize the service we can provide to our payload customers, and for Tenacious to take on a lunar driving mission, we have been carefully examining it. For more details, let's hear from CTO Ujiie based on the development progress of the lander. Please, Mr. Ujiie. Everyone, I am Ujiie, CTO of iSpace. Thank you for coming all the way here today. First of all, as Mr. Hakamada mentioned, I would like to talk about the development progress of Resilience lander. As was mentioned by Mr. Hakamada, starting in 2023, SDM, a model for structural and thermal design validation, has been used to conduct various geotechnical tests here at Tsukuba Center. And in May, immediately after the Mission 1 landing attempt, preparation and assembly for the final test began in May 2023. So since May of this year, we have been successfully completing environmental tests and simulated the space environment, including a thermal vacuum test and vibration test using actual equipment. Here's a video summarizing the process. So this is Scott that was introduced earlier. AIT members, very multinational members in AIT working on this. As you can see, there are many different equipment and very well considered from the perspective structure. And this is where the propulsion system is being assembled. This is the biggest thruster, and the ones with the red caps, we have 6 of them, and those are used for attitude control and for landing as well. And also, we do have 4 propellant storage tanks mounted on the bottom of the structure. We have 4 of them. Upper side of the lander, we have also pressurizing tanks for the thruster as well. And this is the Tenacious rover that was mentioned earlier. So after completing standalone environmental testing in Europe, Tenacious was transported to Japan in August, mounted on the lander at the Tsukuba Center, Space Center, in the payload bay. The deployment mechanism is very unique, and the deployment mechanism testing has already been done at the Tsukuba Space Center as well. And this is regarding the landing legs, the lander. For landing, we have legs installed on the lander. Currently, the legs are folded when they are mounted on the lander. They're folded, but after immediately after separation from the launch vehicle, they will be deployed, and they will help the rocket or the space vehicle to maintain the stable attitude. And they also went through several testing, including thermal testing, and there's environmental testing that simulates the thermal environment in space and vibration during a rocket launch to verify and confirm its operation. The lander is being tested for the deployment mechanism. After the testing is complete, the lander is currently will be transported to Florida. So it's in the preparation phase right now. And as mentioned in the video, the Tenacious rover also plans to conduct a lunar resource commerce program in which it will collect lunar regolith after landing on the lunar surface and transfer ownership of it to NASA. And also, as for the landing site, I would like to announce this time for mission 2, iSpace will aim to land in a part called Mare Frigoris, the Sea of Cold. It's in the center part or central part. The coordinates are 60.5 degrees north latitude and 4.6 degrees west longitude. Based on our experience with mission 1, we determined to the landing site by verifying that the flight path could be flown even far from the landing site without being affected by the undulating terrain, such as craters. So I mean for flat surfaces or a flat surface. That's it for me regarding the development progress as well as the landing site. As was mentioned by Hakamada-san, for mission 1, we could not achieve soft landing, but the day after, I met with Scott, and what he said at the time was, let's create again. We have our own engineers created this project with so much perseverance, and we are very looking forward to the launch day with our passion behind it. Thank you, Mr. Ujie. Before we move on to the next presentation, Yo Hakamada, please come to the stage. Now, I'm sure you're all becoming more and more curious about the launch date. Mr. Hakamada, can you please announce the launch date? Yes, of course. We have been working closely with SpaceX on the launch timing of HAKUTO-R Mission 2. In addition, for the launch of Mission 2, we will use JAXA's ground station antennas for tracking network services. This will further ensure communication between the resilience lander and the Earth after separation from the launch vehicle. Thank you very much, Mr. Inaba, for your cooperation as JAXA on this matter as well. We have been telling you that it would be in the winter of 2024, but now we're finally able to announce a more specific date. I will now make an announcement. Mission 2 will proceed with final preparations with a launch date set for no earlier than December 2024. Because our experience on Mission 1, iSpace was united in its pledge to reinvigorate and kept moving forward without stopping. In about 3 months from now, just as in Mission 1, we'll begin our second attempt at lunar landing when the Resilience lander is launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida, on SpaceX's Falcon 9. We will continue to communicate our challenges to everyone in Japan and around the world. Please stay tuned. Thank you very much, Mr. Hakamada. We look forward to the day when we welcome the launch of Resilience to the moon together with you in as early as December 2024. This concludes today's press conference. And we would like to thank everyone who has viewed us via YouTube.